Hello, everyone, and welcome to another webinar by New Canadians. And today's webinar is about pre-arrival programs and how they can help you before arriving in Canada. This webinar is brought to you by New Canadians, a national TV and web series for immigrants to Canada. We present information on different resources and services that are available for newcomers to Canada and those who are about to immigrate here. And if you're in Canada, you can catch us every week on Omni Television, or if you prefer online, or if you are in elsewhere in the world, you can catch us online on our website, newcanadians.tv, as well as on our YouTube channel, which you can find us at youtube.com/newcanadians. Today's webinar is brought to you in collaboration with Next Stop Canada, the pre-arrival service, and I'm very delighted to welcome from Next Stop Canada, Aabra Ashfaq, the Certified Information and Referral Specialist at Next Stop Canada. Aabra will be moderating today's session, actually, today's webinar. And hello, Aabra, and thanks for joining us today on this webinar.
Hello, Gerard. Thank you so much for having us. It is a pleasure to be here once again. If you are okay, I'm just going to put up my slides. So
sure, go ahead. The mic is yours.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay. Can you see my slides on the screen? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. So yeah, hello everyone. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone, depending on wherever in the world you are. Thank you so much for joining us for this session today. And I will just quickly introduce myself. So my name is Aabra Ashfaq, and I moved to Canada actually in 2019, and since then I have been a part of this amazing team at Next Stop Canada as a community resource specialist. So in the past, I have moved to or lived in 4 different countries. So I've been through this transition quite a few times, but these experiences have given me so many opportunities professionally as well as personally. So through this platform, I am sharing those experiences and helping others to experience similar successes, opportunities, and growth that I have experienced in moving to Canada. So that was all about myself. Today we will be, joined by our amazing panelists, Sharvari from Canada InfoNet, Christina from BuildOn, and Jennifer from Active Engagement and Integration Project, also known as AEIP. Now I will pass it over to Sharvari to introduce yourself and please present or tell us a bit about more Canada InfoNet. Just give me a moment before I put up your slides. There we go. There you go.
Thank you so much. Let me get my timer on. I don't want to take up too much time, but thank you so much, Aabra, for the opportunity and for the introduction and for even hosting such a wonderful sort of webinar, because this is a very essential topic, and we want to get the word out there about pre-arrival services and how we can all benefit from start preparing earlier on. If you're immigrating to Canada, please learn more about pre-arrival services and access these services earlier on. So thank you so much for the invite, and thank you New Canadians for organizing this as well. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, so these are some of the questions that sort of come up in a new, someone who's just been approved for immigration. They start thinking about some of these questions that come up in their mind. So are my skills relevant to Canada? How do I establish my professional network? How does the licensing process work? When and how do I start my job search? So, we've seen many clients through the program, and, we see that these questions are repetitive. So that's where, pre-arrival programs can come in the picture and provide that essential support for anyone who's immigrating to start preparing for life and career in Canada. And I'm here to talk about one such programs, Canada InfoNet. Can we go to the next slide, please? Canada InfoNet is a national pre-arrival employment support program for immigration-approved internationally educated professionals. We've been funded by IRCC since 2016, and the program is offered in both English and French. And so far, since 2016, we've supported over 8,000 internationally educated professionals across all industries. It could be engineering and architecture, finance and banking, IT and telecom, education, healthcare, and many other fields. One of the unique features of the program is that we will connect participants to a trained employment specialist who will customize the service based on the specific needs of the participant. And another aspect is that the program will connect participants to an experienced professional in Canada in their occupation and province of arrival for mentoring. And I will provide more information about this later on. And the program, Canada InfoNet, is offered through collaborations between many different agencies, out of which JVS Toronto is the lead agency, and I work for JVS Toronto. JVS has over 70 years of experience in helping job seekers reach their potential, and we have over 9 locations across Toronto, where we provide programs for newcomers, youth, people with disabilities, the unemployed, and the underemployed. The next slide, please. So how does the program work? The first is, of course, enrollment, and people hear about us through various channels. It could be directly from IRCC. IRCC sends information letters or emails to anyone who's applied or who's through the immigration process about accessing pre-arrival services. So if you have this letter, you can always access any of the pre-arrival services, or it could be level 1 programs like Next Stop Canada, and through word of mouth, our previous participants are our great sort of champions. They always share information about this. So we receive referrals through that, social media, and we do many events like this. So that's how people get to know and enroll into our program. And once you're enrolled through the website, there is the eligibility requirements. Because we are funded, there's a mandate that we have to follow. And one of that is you have to be approved for immigration or in the final process of this final step in the immigration. And there is a few eligibility requirements like documents, and more information can be accessed through our website. And once you're registered and approved, you will be connected to an employment specialist who will, connect with you to understand what your specific needs are. People are at various levels of their process. Some have done all the research, and so there are only specific areas that they want to understand, or some may need to be helped from scratch. So this process helps us understand what the specific needs are, and based on that, a customized service action plan can be developed, and access to services are provided where, and I'll talk a little bit more in the next slide. But the one-to-one connection to the employment specialist is very important, because they help you fine-tune resumes and cover letters, and help with your specific needs and come up with like a job search plan and a career orientation that's required. Like, maybe there are opportunities for you in other industries that you haven't thought of, and these are some of the things that the employment specialist takes care of. So there is a self-directed component to the program, and also a live communication that happens with employment specialists. And once we feel that you have all the basic information ready with you, we start looking for a mentor for you to connect you to them, so that there is that additional information that you can get through them. And so once you're ready to apply for jobs, we offer through our partners job boards, and of course we provide several other resources through which you can apply for jobs. We also do annual virtual job fairs and things like that. So at the end of the program, this is an 8-week program. At the end of the program, we will connect you to other resources that you can connect to once you arrive in Canada. So that's important as well for your continued support. So can I have the next slide, please? These are the key program components. We will build the foundations for you through e-learning modules, where there are several topics for you to learn from how to find a job in Canada and how to succeed in your job search tips, writing your resume, cover letter, networking tips, and things like that on various topics. And of course, I spoke to you about the one-to-one support provided through the employment specialist, and we help with resume and cover letter, job search techniques. Why you need to have a social media presence, how you can do online networking, and several topics like that. And of course, the employment connections can be we provide through the mentorship connection. We invite employers to provide sessions on webinars where you understand the employer point of view, job boards and job fairs where you get to meet Canada's top employers. And of course, we also provide certain specific soft skill sessions on topics like customer service and business communication that is specific to Canadian workplaces, which several of our program participants find very, very useful. Can I have the next slide, please? I have to emphasize the importance of online mentoring, and that's another very unique aspect about the program. It is an award-winning national online mentoring platform. We've had a presence since 2001, and we've made thousands of connections between pre-arrival immigrating professionals with experienced professional in their province of arrival and similar occupation. So these connections can be very valuable. And so far, since 2016, with this expanded program, we've made over 1,500 matches in various professions. And next slide, please. And what do participants gain from this, right? Like as a professional, when you sign up to be in the mentorship program, you will receive industry-specific insights into Canadian workplaces, culture and trends, information on professional associations and networking opportunities. Well, the mentor would share tips on job search strategies that worked for them. And this can be very invaluable because it can be so specific to that occupation or that industry. And general advice on Canadian life and culture. Like, many of our mentors have immigrated themselves many years back. So, there's something that they can share from their journey, what worked for them, what challenges they faced, and what you can avoid. So that can be very invaluable. And this is what participants gain. Can I have the next slide, please? And here's an overview of the results. We do, after the program completion, we share surveys, and this is the results from last year's survey. 90% of the respondents said they increased their understanding and skills for the job search process in Canada. 80% said they increased their knowledge on employer expectations in the workplace. 86% said they increased a knowledge about Canadian workplace communication and culture. And over 85% said the program helped make informed decisions about job search and career development, which are very, very essential. And so I can only say the Canada InfoNet program provides critical pre-arrival information that will help internationally educated professionals decide where to work and help them prepare for labor market trends. The information about workplace culture and soft skills for seamless integration into Canadian workplaces. And of course, connections to post-arrival programs and resources in your destination province, like licensing bodies, networking groups, etc. Just want to share the eligibility criteria. Aabra, if you could move to that slide. So eligibility is, of course, you need to have your approved immigrant visa, or you need to be in like your final stages, and you're relocating to Canada within the next 12 months. Our ideal time frame, if you want the mentorship element as well, should be about 2 to 6 months before your arrival. Ability to communicate effectively in written English or French, because a lot of the components are already online, and you need strong language skills. Available and committed to participate in the program, and that's crucial because you can just sign up, and if you're not giving your 100%, you're not going to benefit from the program. And of course, you need to have access to the internet to avail the various services. Next slide, please. Just want to share a testimonial from our program participant recently who immigrated to Canada. Thanks for your assistance in preparing me for job search and other aspects of the Canadian work environment. I've made tremendous progress in my job search and recently started a permanent full-time role at a major bank. would be recommending new immigrants to the Canada InfoNet program. So that's what our participants have to say. So with that, I want to just conclude my side of the presentation. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Sharvari, for giving us so much detail about Canada InfoNet. It was brief, but packed with information. So thank you. Christina, if you are ready, I would like to invite you next. If you could please introduce yourself and talk about BuildOn.
Yeah, thank you. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so just a big thank you to New Canadians TV and to Next Stop Canada for inviting BuildOn to be here today. So as Aabra mentioned, my name is Christina, and I will be introducing the BuildOn program. So BuildOn is a pre-arrival service delivered out of the YMCA of the National Capital Region, and we're funded by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. BuildOn does help individuals who are interested in working in construction, the skilled trades, or engineering, and are settling in Ontario. And then our services are available in English and French. Next slide, please. All right, so I would first like to start off by saying that BuildOn is customized to your needs. There are no particular time commitments for our services. As a client of BuildOn, you may choose the number of employment consultations you wish to complete, how often your individual sessions take place, and the amount of time you want to dedicate to accessing BuildOn services. As a registered client of BuildOn, you will receive a tailored action plan with recommended steps and information to help facilitate your preparation for Canada. You'll have an opportunity to meet with an employment consultant who is knowledgeable in the skilled trades, engineering, and construction sectors. Our employment consultants guide clients through labor market information, discussing their career goals, reviewing your professional background. We can offer mock interviews. And then lastly, we do critique your resume and cover letter to make sure it meets Canadian standards before you start applying for jobs. Moving on to our unique factors at BuildOn, we do offer two different service formats. We offer scheduled one-on-one consultations, allowing clients to meet with your employment consultant at a mutual time and something that's convenient. So during this consultation, clients will ask all of their questions and concerns. We do have a second format, which is an ad hoc correspondence, and this is an unscheduled way of communicating with your assigned employment consultant. This kind of gives the clients the flexibility to ask their questions on an as-needed basis. And usually this is just done through email because if you're messaging on WhatsApp or Skype, it sometimes can be too long. So email is always better for ad hoc. And then lastly, when we do have the consultations, we can meet through Skype, WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook, and Zoom, or whichever platform you prefer. We do have an interactive online dashboard with workshops and training resources with topics covering employment and sector-specific information. Our workshop videos are short and easy to listen to with complimentary downloadable documents. We do offer live and on-demand webinars where we collaborate with many of our partners. Our webinars cover a range of topics related to job searching, networking, resume writing, and we do have some sector-specific information related to engineering and the skilled trades. Next up is BuildOn is excited to be offering online interactive learning modules. So this just started maybe 2-3 months ago. So these interactive learning modules help you strengthen your English and give you the confidence you need in helping you to pursue your employment goals. So these modules cover employment-related themes such as elevator pitch, the importance of informational interviews, cold calling, leaving a professional voicemail, and much more to help you with your employment journey. And then we do have our mentorship program that connects clients with a professional in your area of expertise, providing valuable information and insight. If you meet the eligibility requirements, your employment consultant will provide you with more information. So next slide. So one of the great things about working with the YMCA, YWCA is that we can tap into our internal network. So if you are arriving in Ottawa, we do have an Employment Access Center, which is somewhere we can refer you to after you arrive, and they can kind of give you the same support that BuildOn does, but when you arrive here in Ottawa. And it's all employment related. They have job developers that do help find jobs, and they have workshops that they hold on a weekly basis. And then we do have our Newcomer Information Center, which is focused on settlement. So any settlement questions you have about your PR card or how to get a driver's license, we can refer you to them when you arrive. We have a new program that just launched, is our Hospitality Career Catalyst program. So this is for people that are in the hospitality industry. So if you would like more information, you can check with us through BuildOn, and we'd be happy to refer you to this program when you arrive in Ottawa. Next slide, please. So the big component here at the YMCA in Ottawa is our skilled trades program. So BuildOn does fall under this, but we're a little different because BuildOn's pre-arrival. But on the screen, you can see all of our post-arrival trades programs. So first up is our Power of Trades program. So this is for people that are wanting to learn more about Power of Trades, they want to learn more about the skilled trades. So it's a 6-week program. And then there's also a job placement at the end. And then we have our pre-apprenticeship programs. So people that are interested in home renovation or horticulture, which is landscaping. These programs are great because it's partially in class, and then it's partially on the job, partially hands-on learning. So the home renovation program is amazing because you get to demolish what the previous class built, and then you get to build what they just built. So it's really hands-on. In horticulture, you're outside learning about plants and gardens and planting. So it's a really great program. So Built by Her and Green Building Program are 2 brand new programs that we just launched. Again, we're just full of new programs this year, but they're great programs. So Built by Her is specifically for women, and then the Green Building Program is, energy and keeping things green. Next slide, please. And then also, if you're not eligible to meet our services with the time commitment, we do have connections with FAST and BCCA and then the YMCA, like I mentioned, so we can always refer you to them. And then next slide. So the last thing for me is, if you are interested in registering for our services, visit buildonbt.com and click the red call to action button that says register now. Or if you do just want to learn more about our services and have questions, please send me an email, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you, and hope to see everyone soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christina. That was really nice to learn about the program as well. Okay, now I think next we have Jennifer from AEIP. Jennifer, if you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready, Aabra. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. So I'll put up your slides.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hi everyone, and I'm Jennifer from AEIP, the Active Engagement and Integration Project, and I'm very happy to be here today with Aabra and with Gerard. For our program, I'd like to introduce our program as the pre-arrival service for newcomers to Canada, where we also help you to be prepared even before you step on Canadian soil. So what we do is we actually have services online that will help you to be able to have access to settlement and employment services online while you are still in your home country. And that is what we call a pre-arrival service. Quickly going through AEIP. Could I have the next slide, please, Aabra? Thank you. So our program is funded by IRCC, the Immigration and Refugee Citizenship Canada, and we provide this service free to all new immigrants coming to Canada. And our objective is to support newcomers to Canada in the settlement, adaptation, integration into the Canadian society at the pre-arrival stage. We want to also help immigrants to promote community and labor market engagement, and also create a continuum of settlement and employment services to newcomers, even when you're at your home country. So may I have the next slide, Aabra? Thank you. Yeah, so you can see that we're a social service, we're under social service organization in British Columbia, but we also have overseas offices, including China, including South Korea, and also in British Columbia and Ontario, under the umbrella Organization of Success in over 30 offices. Yeah, thank you. May I have the next slide, please? Right, and our services actually for AEIP, for this project, we serve especially clients at the pre-arrival stage. We also have other offices serving clients at the post-arrival, but the AEIP serves clients at the pre-arrival stage, mainly at providing pre-departure orientation. We have weekly webinars on orientation, mentioning about topics on landing procedure, housing, healthcare, education, and more. We also provide one-on-one and family consultations even before you come to Canada. We provide this online. And also we have themed workshops, meaning we have workshops on different topics that will tailor to your needs. Many of these topics include like education, transportation, employment, healthcare, and many, many more. So we have a lot of topics on our website for our clients to have access to. We also provide employment services where we do one-on-one employment counseling. We identify your needs. Maybe if you require licensing to come to Canada to practice in your profession. We also provide foreign credential recognition guidance. We also have online job search programs for you to have to participate in even before you come to Canada. We also have a virtual resource center, and we have support groups, and we have post-landing connections for you to connect you to Canadian immigrant service providers so that you're able to have someone to help you while you're still in your home country. So may I have this next slide? Thank you. Like I mentioned, to be eligible for this program, you will need to be able to have a number of documents ready, including like an IRCC invitation letter, passport request letter, what you call a COPR, single entry, a permanent residence, a visa pickup notification letter. So these are the documents, or medical exam letter. So these are the documents that you require in order to be eligible for these services. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is our company website, our agency website for AEIP. So you can always visit the website to find out more about whether you will be eligible and what are some of the workshops and services that you may have access to. So you can reach us at aeipsuccess.ca. Next slide, thank you. Yeah, so like I said, we have online one-on-one services. We have post-landing connections. Post-landing connections basically will be connecting you to someone in Canada in the immigrant service organization, where they will be able to help you to your destination province. And this does not limit, even though our head office is in Vancouver, we connect you to all across Canada in different provinces at your destination province and city, so that you will have the information that you will require. Thank you. Next slide. Thank you. And as I mentioned, we have pre-arrival orientation, themed workshops, virtual resources. Virtual resources available 24/7. So anytime whichever time zone you're in, you will have access to our virtual resources. And we also provide one-on-one support 24/7 because we have different offices in different time zones, and we are able to assign you to our settlement practitioner and employment specialist in different time zones. Yeah, thank you. Next slide. So with employment support, what we do have, as I mentioned, we have one-on-one employment counseling by one of our employment specialists and settlement practitioner. We also provide foreign credential recognition guidance. We also have an online job search program where we help you learn Canadian job search skills and to have training on Canadian labor market even before you come to Canada. Yeah, next slide. And the objective of the job search program basically is to help you learn Canadian job search skills, to set your career goals, and also to learn job search techniques, develop your own portfolio, and learn how to produce your Canadian style resume and learn about Canadian interview skills. So this is what we have for the Canadian online job search program. So next slide. The online program we have consists of 4 modules. We have module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, covering a wide variety of different Canadian job market and job search skills to help you through the program. So next slide, please. Yeah, so for this, we want you to be able to, at the end of the program, we also help you to connect to job leads that we have developed and to connect you to the Canadian labor market. Yeah, next slide, please. So yeah, that's all about I have. You can learn more about success and all our activities on social media. You can connect us on, next slide, please. You can connect us on Facebook. We are also on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and on Twitter. So I guess that's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And thank you so much, everyone, Christina, Sharvari, and Jennifer as well. It is really great to know that, there are all these programs available for immigrants arriving in Canada. And recently, I would call it recently, I moved here in 2019, as I said. I do think that, having this kind of support is really important because when you're coming to or going to a new country in general, you don't know what's out there, right? So it's really important. Specifically having employment programs is just helping out with resumes. I get a lot of clients who ask me, if you could help me with the resume, or what is the Canadian style resume? How do I do it? And I think getting connected with the pre-arrival programs early on before you arrive in Canada helps you prepare in advance and you feel ready to, jump right in. And I do know there are some success stories where people got their jobs or people already have a connection in the city or the province they're landing in through the pre-arrival programs. So if 3 of you are ready, I do have a couple of questions for you. If we can jump into a discussion, I think I would like to have your input on it. What do you think? How do you feel about it? So let me share my screen. I think it's good to have visuals on here. So can you see my screen here? If anyone could confirm, please. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So the first question, I think I would ask Christina this question, because BuildOn is specifically a program for skilled trades and our engineering sector, which usually does require some kind of certification and licensing, and without it, it's most of the time difficult to find a job. So we know the licensing process is long, and it can actually take some time, and the newcomer won't be able to work in their field for some time. So what would you suggest for newcomers is the best way to navigate this challenge, and what can be done in the meantime while they are applying for their certifications?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. So yes, the engineering process can be a long process, but the good thing is you can get started on it before you arrive, which is something BuildOn will help individuals with. We recommend for our clients, depending on what type of engineer they are, they can look into the skilled trades as an alternative career. So, for example, if you are a electrical engineer in your home country, you can do the skilled trade of becoming an electrician. The great thing about skilled trades is that you can kind of get started right away. So there is a process to do the skilled trade process, like the apprenticeship, or if you do the trade equivalency assessment. So this is for individuals who have previous experience. But the great thing is you're getting paid through the certification process. So it sometimes can take, depending on the trade, 3 to 5 years. But you have to remember you're getting paid. So you might start off making minimum wage, maybe a little bit more than minimum wage, but each year as you learn more, your salary increases. So we find a lot of our clients choose to go down this path versus going down the engineering pathway, just because the engineering process can be very long. It can cost money as well. And some people need to provide for their families and start working right away. So something in the skilled trades is great. If you're not in skilled trades or if you're not in engineering, you want to look at what transferable skills you have. So for example, I'm a teacher in my home country. I'm not teaching anymore, so I have transferable skills that brought me to this position as a program coordinator and employment consultant. So by joining one of our pre-arrival programs, employment consulting can meet with you to go over what transferable skills you have and recommend jobs that you can do.
Yeah, I think it's really, like personally, I do believe that it's really important to recognize your transferable skills, right? Because, you know, you can always apply some skills because a lot of people do look into career change as well. They might not want to pursue the same career. So it's always good. And as you said, that you do have employment consultants who work through them. With them, you know, like to try to find those transferable skills. Like I had a similar experience as well. Like I knew that, okay, yeah, this is the degree I have, but I was very lost. Okay, like how do I apply it in Canada? Because in other countries, you might be working it as the same, like you might have a same job title, but it would not be the same description. I might not require you to just have the same skills. So yeah, I really do think that, you know, don't feel discouraged if you cannot apply for your license right away, or if you cannot get it right away. As Christina also mentioned, it does require a lot of money to put in as well. So yeah, thank you so much, Christina, for you know, your input. It's always good to have the professional advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next question now. Just give me a moment. Okay. So I think we'll go with Sharvari. I would like to ask you this question. So, you know, we often hear from newcomers that, you know, they were rejected because they don't have a Canadian experience or they're overqualified. And this is very common. Like people do have like these pre-assumptions or based on other people's experiences. So from an employer's perspective, how can newcomers proactively address these two concerns of, you know, prospect employers of having no Canadian experience or being overqualified for a job? So what would you suggest?
Thank you for the question. And I wish I could say this is a myth, but unfortunately it's not. I mean, even, I mean, you know, it exists, but there are ways around it. So I'll first respond to the no Canadian experience part of the question. I feel like employers sometimes use the no Canadian experience as a catch-all term when they kind of, you know, have to say someone is not a good fit to their workplace culture, or maybe the individual did not do well in the interview process and they may have felt they are not a good fit in their team, or there could be many reasons, but I think it kind of all gets bucketed under no Canadian experience sometimes. But I just have to point out that the Ontario Human Rights Commission has a policy which states that a strict requirement for no Canadian experience is discrimination. So it is considered discrimination and can only be used in very limited circumstances. But I have to say this is only a policy, not a law. And only few provinces have policies and guidelines for employers on this topic. So you will probably sometimes notice that employers do use this in their job postings. And, but there are ways to work around this issue. And I would, again, cannot emphasize the importance of preparation. Just the understand, I think it's important to understand what the role is all about, and do a bit more research into what the employer's values are or their company culture is, and a bit more getting more information about what employers, the specific employer is all about, and researching their company culture, Canadian resumes, having a Canadian resume, and targeting it to that specific job opportunity that you see, and it can be really important. It can make a lot of difference. And another important aspect, I would say, is communication, right? Learning the terms and jargons that are what holds good in Canada in that specific sector is important. You may be saying the same thing differently from where you come from, but doing that research and understanding, how is the other jargons that are different in the industry here, and becoming more familiar with that can impact how you respond in interviews, or how you frame your resume or cover letter. And employers are looking at these things, right? Employers would be looking for people who will adapt well. I mean, they don't have an issue with someone being new, I think, in the country, but like, how well do you adapt? That's where they have the apprehension. So just showing that you are that awareness level, and showing that you can adapt well is important. Yeah. And in terms of the Canadian experience, I mean, being overqualified for the role, I would say that's kind of challenging sometimes, because if you already have like 10 years experience and you're applying for a role that's much junior, it's evident on the resume. So there are ways, like how you frame your cover letter makes a lot of difference. And network with people, and if you have met a hiring manager in an informal setting, and you kind of demonstrate that you're open to learning and open to kind of being part of their team and their team environment, that can make a whole lot of difference versus just kind of try and apply to applicant tracking systems, right? So networking becomes very important. Having a mentor in your specific field becomes very important. Like I said previously, Canada InfoNet can connect you to a mentor at a pre-arrival stage, but as well, once you're here, there are many programs that you can access that offers mentorship. Please take advantage of all of these programs, because connecting to a professional who's probably also had similar experiences, they can guide you better, and that can make or break the situation sometimes.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I just realized we're running short in time, and we do have like questions coming in, so I'll just jump right into the next question. Jennifer, that would be for you. We understand that not just employment, but settlement itself can be daunting. There is this new place, there are people, there is no local community or like network with people. So where should newcomers start to create a local community and find the support and resources they need? What would you suggest?
Right. Yes. Preparing to come to Canada is a daunting project, especially when you're trying to move your whole family here. There's so much to think about, so much to prepare, and it's like a whole new, different area of information that you're getting online, and you don't know what to take as true and what not to. So I think what the government of Canada has been doing is really important and helpful to new immigrants, is that they have a list of all these service providers online that they can access and they can contact with, especially with pre-arrival services. which are funded by IRCC, and that they can actually receive these free services even before they come to Canada. There are a lot of these such pre-arrival services where you can find online on the Government of Canada website that you can have contact with one of these agencies, and then to connect with a settlement practitioner, employment specialist, like Sharvari, Christina, like myself. Then you'll be able to learn what you need to know before you come to Canada, and also to connect with people. Like even when you're participating in the activities that are available on these pre-arrival services, you'll be able to connect with other newcomers coming to the same province or same cities. And that way you'll be able to connect with people even before you arrive. Also, these resources that are available to you from these pre-arrival services would be more reliable than all these other information that you may find. Some of them may be helpful, but some of them you may not be sure if they are accurate or updated. So this is something that you could make good use of, the services that the Government of Canada would provide to you. Yeah.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that. It's really important to, find the right support, or to have that kind of like authentic or verified resource where the information is coming from. Because as you said, there is so much information out there, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. What's true, what's not true, what to take, what not to take in. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing to all three of you. Just before we jump into the questions, just one sentence, like final word or advice or a tip that you would like to offer, whether related to settlement or employment specific. So Jennifer, we can start with you if you were ready for it.
Yeah, I think the advice is to stay calm. I know, especially in this COVID times, it's very challenging, especially when you're thinking about all these restrictions. So I think the most important thing is to believe in yourself, stay calm, and always know that everything will be over soon. Yeah.
Thank you. Christina, do you want to go next?
Sure, yeah. So I would say to take advantage of pre-arrival services, because that's what we're here for, and to network.
Mm-hmm. Really important. Thank you. Sharvari.
I will second what Christina said. It's, if you have the time, please register with pre-arrival services, especially with this COVID situation. The labor market is changing so rapidly, and so it's not only just the resume preparation and cover letter, but there is a lot of other aspects that you will learn when you register with pre-arrival services. So just please, I would highly recommend doing that.
Yeah, and it's great. You don't have to pay for anything. They're just there to help you, like purely, like sometimes it kind of feels unreal that it exists.
It's very
so,
unique to Canada, right? Like
yeah.
not other countries offer this. So
yeah, actually,
yeah.
Exactly. I completely agree with it. As I said, I have lived in different countries, and I can tell you this, that my transition to Canada was much more smoother than other experiences that I have had in different countries. So yeah, please make use of it. There is support available before you arrive and even after you arrive. And I think the transition starts from like with the, what you do before, because once you have registered with the pre-arrival program, they also refer you to post-arrival services or the programs or the support that's available for you. So it's kind of like bridging the gap between, the support that is there for you. So yeah, so, as I said, this was amazing and some valuable tips and information to help you get started. So I'm sure the attendees today would really appreciate it and would make the best use of it. Please send in any of your questions right now using the question function. And those of you who have joined us on YouTube, please type in your questions there as well, and we will pass it to the speakers. We'll be able to answer it. So just give me a moment. I'll stop sharing my screen so I can read any of the questions that are coming in. Sorry, that's technology. No switching in between. Okay, so So someone has asked this question, do we need to be in Toronto to benefit from the program? I'll answer this quickly. All of the programs, I think others except BuildOn right now, Canada InfoNet and AEIP serve clients Canada-wide. BuildOn is specific to Ontario, but then there are other pre-arrival programs which do offer support. Doesn't matter wherever you in the, I was going to say world, sorry, in Canada you are landing in. So yeah, if you need more information, you can always contact us and we will be able to offer you more support there. Okay. Okay. Sorry. There are very general questions coming in. Okay. So someone's asking, is there any suggestion to know that now we have received a pre-arrival letter and because of the COVID situation, what can be the time we will get our visas? No, I'm sorry, we do not really, you know, I know the situation is frustrating and you don't have a lot of answers there, but we will not be able to support or provide you any.
And we just recently heard from IRCC as well that they are aware that many people are stuck outside the country and they will get to them, but may not be immediately, but they are aware. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do as pre-arrival services, right?
Actually, Christina, there's another question that just came in, and I think you would be able to, because it's related to Canadian experience. Someone's asking, can I teach French at a university in Ontario without a Canadian experience? Or even Christina can answer that, yeah.
So getting into university for anyone to teach at is challenging. So most universities require you to have a PhD, and I believe you said that, right? They do have a PhD. So it's challenging for anyone. So it might be a little harder just because you don't have the Canadian experience. So it's strongly recommended to network. So try volunteering at the university just to get your foot in the door and make connections. So that way, when a posting does come out, they know who you are and they know how you work already. So that's my best advice for you right now. But even though it is hard, don't give up because it is possible.
Thank you. A lot of people are asking questions about how you can register for the program or if they will be able to access the recordings. I just wanted to highlight that the recording will be available for you to, you know, come back to at a later date. I think it will be available on YouTube, but you will receive a follow-up email. And in that follow-up email, we will also add the flyers and brochures for the programs as well, and the email addresses if you would like to register and get more details there. We have another question. I think, Jennifer, maybe you'll be able to answer that. Can you advise if there are English courses available for newcomers, as my husband English is not the best at the moment?
Right, yes. English courses are available to newcomers at no cost. It's called the LINK program, and you can register them online. Right now, you can do a test, but basically, if you want to attend the program, you have to be physically in Canada in order to do an assessment, and then you will be able to be registered for one of those classes. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Sharvari, yeah, there's a question for you. Someone has registered for Canada InfoNet, but they're saying that their travel got delayed due to COVID travel bans and they couldn't use the program to its potential. So can they re-register and have an 8-week start over again?
Absolutely. I mean, we are very flexible with, and we are totally aware of the situation and very, very flexible. Although the mandate is, like we say, 8 weeks, we extend, we are able to accept people if they've kind of finished the time frame but want to come back and access more services. Please just reach out. If you have already received an information from any of the program staff, reach out to them, or if you want to re-register, that's fine as well. Thanks for the question.
Okay, thank you. So a lot of general questions coming in. Oh, someone had asked a question. Sorry, I just lost it. I would like to know after my arrival how the government will provide me concerning my education and getting a job. They did not specifically say which field they are in, or again, I don't know. Like Jennifer, would you like to answer that question? I can repeat that.
Sorry, yes, could you please
Yeah.
repeat that?
Yeah, so they're saying I would like to know after my arrival how the government will provide me concerning my education and getting a job.
I think in education, probably you're referring to, I would say there are two sections on education to finding a job. First of all is your job search skills, where you learn how to look for work. But the other side of education, probably I think you're probably referring to further education on your profession. So those programs will probably be, you need to look up what kind of programs would be suitable for you, and you can apply for those programs depending on which ones or which universities or which colleges would provide those training. And there are also other what we call bridging programs for newcomers, in your professional field. So there are actually a lot of different education programs, and I would highly recommend that you would contact one of our pre-arrival services like Sharvari, like Christina, like myself, that you will learn from the employment specialist maybe which path would be the best for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll just add to it. If you're saying, reading your message, I'm assuming that you're not in Canada yet. So if you're not in Canada yet, I would suggest that, register with the pre-arrival program to start with, to get the information started from there. And yes, there is a lot of support for you once you have arrived in Canada. And there are government funded programs or settlement agencies just like us. We are pre-arrival programs, but then there are post-arrival settlement agencies in every city or province that you move in. And they do offer guidance on education if you want to pursue your education. Sorry about that. And they will help you with the employment. I do remember that Christina did talk about the employment access program or something like that in Ottawa. Then there are programs in Toronto as well called, employment services, even offered by YMCA. Then I think JVS also provide post-arrival settlement employment support, my bad. And even AEIP can refer you to employment programs in British Columbia or anywhere else in Canada you're coming to. So yeah, I think we will end the question and answer session here. There are lots of questions coming in, but more general. They all are very interested in registering for our program. So I will share the details. As I said, we will attach the flyers as well later on. And a lot of people love the session, so thank you so much to three of you for being here, for providing us with the details and sharing, giving us your input. It is really valuable to have that. Now, before we conclude, I just wanted to talk about Next Stop Canada as well. I do know that we left that for later. So yeah, once again, this is where the presentation concludes. And now, before we end it, I just briefly wanted to go over Next Stop Canada service for you as well. So first of all, we have live chat option on our platform where we are available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. EDT time zone. So this gives our clients an opportunity to ask all your questions in real time and get the answers right away. Second, we offer personalized settlement plan as all three other programs as well. So every member is given one and it is based on your needs. So then we have live webinars similar to like this session, in which we can cover different topics relevant to our clients before and after arrival experiences. Then we also have online resources, which include blogs, short videos, pre-recorded webinars, again, relevant to your experiences and concerns as well. And we also have Immigrants Forum, which can be used to ask any question by topics, and one of our information and referral specialists will provide answers to your questions. Then we have Mentors Forum, which is another great feature on our website. So if you are looking to connect with professionals in your field or looking to have a mentor, our mentors are also immigrants, and they arrived in Canada and established themselves by entering their occupation or making a successful career change, and they are eager to help you. So please reach out to them if you do register for our services. And lastly, if you have any children between the ages of 12 to 19 years old, you can register them for our youth program. And what is unique about this program is that youth clients are matched with an immigrant youth mentor who can give them more information about schools in Canada, volunteering opportunities, and just the tips on how to balance school with extracurricular activities. So that was all about our services. Now for social media, we have Next Stop Canada LinkedIn page. So follow us there to network or for employment related information. Then you can also follow us on Twitter page and get live updates from on immigration, settlement, and there's lots more. And lastly, we have a Next Stop Canada closed group. So only Next Stop Canada members can join this group. It is exclusive to our members only. It is a great place to go if you would like to talk to other newcomers before you arrive and share your experiences with them as well. And then we also have a Next Stop Canada youth closed group where all the youth clients can interact with each other, and it is monitored by one of our information referral specialists and requires a parental consent. And lastly, if you would like to register for our programs, you can simply follow the following steps. So you visit our website, www.nextstopcanada.ca, click on register and fill out the registration form. And that's about it. Yeah, so on this slide, we have our contact details. I know lots of people have asked for it. If you could please take a quick picture of it or a screenshot, that would be nice, because we are at the time, so we have to conclude the webinar, but you can always contact or reach out to us at any of these email addresses, depending on which program you would like to get more information on. So that is it. Gerard.
Sorry, they don't see the slide yet.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Do you see it now?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Oh,
I'm
so sorry about that. I think
it's sharing now. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sharing now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just thought I was sharing the slides all this time. Yeah, so if anyone wants it, please feel free to take a picture of it. Okay, so Gerard, over to you now. I think we're good to end this presentation.
Thank you, Aabra, and thank you to all the speakers, to Jennifer, to Christina, and to Sharvari for all the information they provided about their pre-arrival programs and about pre-arrival programs in general as well. Because all these programs, they offer lots of support for whoever is coming to Canada. And as you mentioned during the webinar, they are all free. So who would say no to a free program that helps them build a better future in Canada from day one, even before coming to Canada. So just a reminder to everyone who joined that you will be getting a recording of the webinar along with all the resources that were mentioned or shared during the webinar itself. So keep an eye on your inboxes for an email from New Canadians. As well, stay in touch with us for future similar webinars and other virtual sessions that would help you be better prepared for your Canadian journey. So there are many ways to stay in touch through our social media channels, through our Telegram messaging app, or through our newsletters, where we regularly share all the information that we cover on our TV show or on our web series and our YouTube channel, where you also find us to quick mention that you find many stories and interviews with some of the pre-arrival programs mentioned today, like Canada InfoNet, like BuildOn, and Next Stop Canada, and other programs as well. So watch these, and all those interviews provide you more information, and also contact details to get in touch with these programs to start enrolling and planning your Canadian journey. For those of you who have joined us on Zoom, when you're exiting the platform, you will have a very short survey that will take less than a minute of your time. Please take it because it will help us a lot to better plan and improve on our future activities and webinars. And thank you again for everyone, all the speakers and everyone who's joined us from different parts of the world. I saw there were people from Suriname, from Jamaica, from Nepal, from India, and different parts of the world. So thank you for joining us today, and take care.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Take care.